You guys got to start being more grateful for the markets and the fact that we can trade electronically today with such fast execution speed. I feel like a lot of people hate themselves or hate the markets because they lost a lot of money trading. And yes, I understand that because I've been through that. Everyone I know that's traded has been through that. There's no one that comes out to the markets and starts trading and becomes consistently profitable off the rip or off the bat or even within maybe a week. Okay, everyone goes through the same struggle. It may be different specific situations, but everyone goes through the same struggle. I promise you. But you need to be grateful for the markets. A lot of you guys are coming into the markets with a negative mindset, and that is just not going to cut it. Okay, it's not gonna work. If you have a negative mindset and you have a really good strategy, those do not intertwine. It won't work. Okay, your brain psychologically is not gonna be able to trade properly because you're always thinking negatively about the markets. You want to get revenge on the market, and that leads to FOMO, patience issues, discipline issues, over leveraging, no risk management. Everything is thrown out the window. Everything you learn is thrown out the window. So I need you guys to be more grateful for the markets being here, because back then, okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but back then, if you want to place a trade, you gotta call. Okay, you gotta make a phone call and place a trade that way. And I think I forgot what it was called, but you used to have to punch holes in certain things, okay, to place a trade. So imagine how long that takes. You have to call somebody to place a trade. Nowadays, you can place trades on a seconds time frame, guys. The trading has seconds time frames. Brokers have seconds time frame. You can this literally price action you can trade within every single second candle. That sounds crazy insane, but that's so true though. And the market has been moving the same. It's been repeating the same movements and patterns ever since it's gone electronic. So if you can understand how market moves, you're set for life. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay? You guys gotta be more grateful for the opportunities that we're given here in the market in 2026. Not even in 2026. We've been given this. How long has the market been electronic? For I think 20 plus years now. Okay? So you gotta be more grateful for the market being here, that you can trade off your phone. You can trade off literally anywhere as long as you have internet and a device. You can trade. Okay, you don't have to be at your computer. Obviously, you probably should be because you don't want to get caught lacking. Right, your data goes out or something, and you forgot to place a stop loss. Then it's GG's for your account. Maybe if there's a black swan event that happens, very rare, but if you guys remember what happened to oil when it went negative, now you know. So you just never know what happens in the market. But like I said, you gotta start being more grateful for the opportunities the market provides. You can trade whenever you want, where you want, and the market. Matter of fact, there's some areas. I think it was the Chicago um, Trading Center or board or whatever it's called, the Chicago Street. They were trying to do 24/5 trading on the New York Stock Exchange. So yes, futures you can trade basically 24/5 for the most part outside of spread hour, but they're trying to make it 24/5 for stocks too. So, there's a lot more opportunities nowadays to make so much money from the markets, but you guys are just not being patient enough and willing to give yourself some time to learn first before you earn. That's why so many people fail at first because they're trying to make money without knowing what they're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you should not be trading. I'm gonna be honest. You shouldn't be trading. You should be focused on investing in learning and your education first, and then later you can earn. You know, the phrase I like to go by is learn, then earn. It's not the other way around. A lot of you guys are trying to earn, then learn, or you're just trying to earn without learning. And just like anything, any career, if you don't learn first, how do you think you're going to be profitable? How do you think you're going to compete against like the 10% that are consistently profitable in the markets? Because 90% are failing, 10% are winning consistently. How are you going to be on that 10% side without learning first? So, again, just want to drop this little psychology video, just really talking about being more grateful for things you have. If you're watching, like literally, if you're watching right now this video, you already have a lot of things that you should be grateful for about that a lot of people don't have. Okay, there's people out there that don't have the internet. There's people out there that don't even have a phone. I'm sure half you guys are probably watching on your phone right now. There's half people out there that don't even internet or devices to even see opportunities such as these. So you gotta be grateful for what you have. There's people out there without food, people out there without electricity, a house. There's so many things, guys, man, you gotta be grateful about. And market is really like the last thing you should be really concerned about. All right, you gotta treat the market like it's your friend. Don't treat it like it's your enemy. I think a lot of you guys are thinking it's out there to get you. That's why you keep losing. Your mindset's not there. No matter how good your strategy is, like I said, if your mindset's not there, your strategy is not going to perform well because you can't execute your strategy. If you can't execute your edge, what becomes of your edge? Nothing. You go from a trader to a gambler, and no one wants to be a gambler. Everyone wants to be that trader. So keep that in the back of your mind next time when you're trading. You want to be, whoa, what the? Yeah, you want to be, the 10%, not the 1%, or not the 90%. And in order to do that, you gotta have a good mindset. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of profitable traders, you can talk to a lot of them. They have very positive mindsets and outlooks on the market, and you have to force it too. You have to force yourself to be positive too in trading because think about it this way: if you're struggling with trading and you have a negative mindset the whole time, how do you expect to change the outcome while still staying negative? Okay, a lot of you guys have positive backtesting data, but you can't replicate it live. It's because your mindset's not there to execute properly on the charts. You're not actually trading the strategy or taking steps you would be taking when you're backtesting. Like for example, I've seen some people send me trades and they're taking trades that are like very stupid. No offense, but they don't make sense to my strategy at all. And they know they shouldn't be taking the trade, but they still take it, thinking, okay, I hope this hits TP. I'll go for a 1R. I hope it hits TP. That's not how you should be trading. I don't trade off hope. Neither should you. Doesn't make any sense. We trade off data here, proven facts, not based on hope. And your mindset is only going to help alleviate that. If you have a negative mindset, you have a problem strategy, and you can't execute and replicate your data live, it's your mindset here that's the issue that you need to fix. It's not your strategy or your technicals. So like I said, you guys keep a positive mindset at all times. Be grateful for what you already have. Okay, if you guys even have I don't know, some of you guys have spent a few thousand. I know I spent a lot, or I lost a lot more money than majority people out there. I'd say when I started trading, I lost like basically everything I had saved up at the time for my job and other income sources. So yeah, it was tough. But like I said, we're not here to judge people on how much they lost or how much they made back. All that matters is you become net green at the end of the day or net overall and you start making money and hopefully turn trading into a full-time job like many of my students. And I feel like, a lot of people that lost a lot of money in the beginning, it's not about how much you lose that defines like how good you would become as a trader. There are people, I bet you out there, not a lot, definitely a few, that just did demo trading, never risked their own money until they were already consistently proving themselves profitable and they had a good mindset developed that time. And the first account they opened, they put in real money and they start just printing. That is definitely possible. Yes, the psychology aspect of losing real money is a big barrier, but there are people that are mentally sane that can go straight to profitability like that without losing a single dime or penny. But most people are not like that. Most people have a really bad mindset when it comes to the markets, a bad view to the markets. They want to get back to the markets. I'm telling you, not to try to sound ignorant or anything, but the market doesn't know you. Okay? It doesn't know me either. I don't care how much money you make or lose. The market doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't know you. You are basically controlling the outcome of your trading. The market's not controlling the outcome of your trades. You are. The market is doing what it always does, but you are not always doing what you're supposed to be doing in terms of your trading. So I want you guys to keep that in the back of your mind next time you're trading. Be grateful for all the things you have. I think the market is the best opportunity you can ever have in our lifetimes. I'm sure if we were born 800 years ago, 1,000 years ago, no market. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what I would be doing right now if there was no market to trade. So I'm very grateful for the market. Yes, it's easy for me to say that because I've already made it to consistency, but a lot of you guys are very close or you're already there. You just don't realize it because, like I said, your mindset is cooked. All right, you have a bad mindset, and no matter how good your technicals become, how much information you absorb, if your mindset is bad, you're never gonna hit consistency. I promise you. I promise you. So focus on that consistency. Focus on that mindset aspect when you're live trading next time. Once you stack those payouts, though, I will say the mindset part becomes much easier. It becomes a lot easier to be more disciplined. Becomes a lot easier to follow your rules. Becomes a lot easier to become just a more positive person in general. But a lot of you guys are not giving yourselves that positive chance to change, to start getting those payouts coming in. I've talked to one of my mentorship students, and he had really bad discipline at first. But once those 10, 20 plus payouts started rolling in consistently every week, he was a lot more disciplined in his trading. He found little to no discipline errors, like almost flawless execution, which is very difficult to do. But I can understand why he's so flawless with his trading now. It's because he saw the results now. And before he saw results, he had to have and adopt a positive mindset. You have to fake it till you make it, to be honest, with trading in terms of your mindset. Like, no unprofitable trader is going to go from a negative mindset to then a positive mindset because they got their first payout. They shifted their mindset prior to getting that first payout or getting a few payouts. And that led them ultimately to getting those payouts. And then from there, it hits and becomes reality. And that's when the discipline and everything else like that, it all comes down falling into place. I promise you. So again, hope you guys do enjoy today's psychology lecture video. I just want to say this out here. Be grateful for the market. Okay. Stop hating on the market. It's not controlling your outcome. You're controlling your own outcome of your own P&L. So yeah, hope you guys do enjoy today's video. If you want to learn from me and learn how to take advantage of the market opportunities, like I said, you click the link down below to apply for the one-on-one mentorship. Prices are going up by the end of this month. Okay, I have one spot left. Or if you want to learn at your own pace, I have the indicators and the course link down below. I'll see you guys in ETU. Peace.